Now, the second component of being a strategic leader, again, we're basically trying to give you fast action learning on this topic of as a leader, I need to act and behave in a way that other people will see me as being a strategic leader. We did talk a few moments ago about this whole idea of uh, looking around the corner and understanding what that future is, what that future vision is, and coming back and communicating it to people and really keeping the excitement showing up in how we are talking about it, because it is exciting. We're talking about a future vision, a future state of affairs where the company is doing much better, or customers are doing much better. Then the second piece that we need to start thinking about is companies have a fundamental flaw in them just because of the nature of the being, right? The nature of organizations. There are so many people that work in the organization that a lot of the time, a lot of leaders don't know what the others are doing. They don't know what other teams are working on. And part of being strategic is for you to make sure that part of your daily, weekly agenda is that you're not only focusing on doing what you need to do and what your team needs to do, but also looking across. This idea of looking across and checking in with other leaders, other peers, and going and spending time with each one of them to understand what piece of the puzzle are they working on. Because if we're really trying to create that Yosemite vision, we're trying to create that scene where we're all standing there right in front of that waterfall and enjoying the benefits, or we're talking more specifically rather than metaphorically about establishing that customer transformation and customer experience that we're talking about, how will the other leaders in their teams also be working on pieces that are going to lead us to that final destination? And when you cross the aisle and speak to your peers, you're going to understand how their piece fits into that bigger picture, how your piece fits into that bigger picture. And then the other magical thing that we want to see happen, and your boss and the bosses of other managers and directors and senior directors and VPs and so on want to see, they want to see this cross collaboration benefiting that strategic vision. And the cross collaboration can then help us uncover there are common areas that we can collaborate on, save time, money, and effort. Or there are some risks that when we look at issues together, we're able to uncover what those risks are, and then in turn mitigate those risks and help the company avoid these risks. And the story of the benefits of that cross collaboration and looking together at what piece of the puzzle are we working on and how can we work together to make things better is a humongous amount of strategic leadership, because of the benefits of aggregating the point of view, understanding what's common, understanding what the risks are, understanding where we can divide and conquer, understanding where we might be able to find capacity, resources in other parts of the company that maybe are about at 60% of their utilization rate. They are not busy at 100% because they have availability, and no one came and said, hey, it looks like you have a little bit of capacity and you can help us with this project or that project. So when you look across the aisle, the amount of possible blessings that can happen is incredible. And again, that's why when we want you to think as a strategic leader, a big part of it, and we all have this issue, we're not spending enough time actually getting to know our teams, getting to know our peers, getting to know what they're working on, getting to know how the pieces of work that we're doing dovetail with each other, how we can find some synergies and areas of collaboration. And as much as we do this, as much as we understand what they're working on, we will also be able to inject another strategic activity, which is the activity of understanding the lead time of everything that does happen and how we need to also think about change management. So the people side of what we're working on is also thought of, and the collaboration that you will do with other leaders within the company is going to, again, help both of you, every one of you, think ahead about the impact, think ahead of what we could do together to lessen that impact, think ahead of what do we need to communicate so that by the time we deliver the baby, everybody at home is ready for that baby, right? So once we think about that customer experience that we're trying to create, oh my goodness, what if it does happen? Will everybody be ready? Will the staff members be ready? The people on the front line be ready? Will the customers be ready and understanding exactly what we're doing? And any platforms we put in front of them or tools or experiences, they will actually be able to adopt them and understand how they make the best out of them or not. So to summarize this point of cross-functional view is a very important part of being a strategic leader.